welcome back to IXU on air. In studio we have Ernest Kim, Porch born and Pretoria bred, and now Kimberley home slash wherever you travel slash Bloemfontein. Welcome to IXU on air, Ernest.
Thank you.
Can you give us a 30-second snapshot of your cricket career? In only 30 seconds. We'll time you. See if it's possible.
So straight after school, had a year in Koffsies, and then got recruited back to Tuks, played there for 3 years, then got the opportunity to play first class cricket at Easton's, Willemore Park, had 5 years at Easton's, then went down to Polokwane for a season, and now I've been in Kimberley for, I think, going on my 5th season.
Awesome. That was great. But obviously you can expand a little bit. So I mean, the 30-second snapshot is quite interesting, just to see what the pros actually highlight. You know, because you have had like a proper playing career. You've been with us for 7 years, which is really awesome. Thanks for the support.
Thank you.
So yeah, are there any major highlights that, you know, in your 30-second snapshot, something that stands out that you maybe want to highlight for us?
Yeah, quite a few things, I guess. Making your debut in first class cricket in Paarl back in 2013. Very grateful to get your career off and running then.
Beautiful place for a
scenery.
Yeah. Goals.
First class 100 in Willemore Park against the coastal team. Quite a strong coastal team as well. To have that and have my dad sitting in the crowd was quite humbling, I guess. Being captain for a few years in a first class setup, having 50 first class caps, those kind of things are very special, and I think after your career you probably reflect a bit more and then really pick out the highlights, but that's a few things that came to mind.
So we have to invite you back in 20 years to have another chat so you can be more reflective.
Yeah, if my career lasts that long.
100%. Tell me, Ernest, so, you know, sometimes people say there's no favourite. Like, I'm going to ask you now. Okay. What was your favourite team to play? If you have to say one, and then what was the highlight in that team?
Favourite and probably most special was my Titans debut. I got a couple of 4-day games under Rob Walters. That was special. Just to be at that level of players you play against, to test yourself at the next level, I guess. Franchise setup, that was special, and I'd love to do that again.
Awesome. So your highest score in first class cricket was 168. It's a lot of runs, and it was just a few months ago against Mpumalanga. Now, how did that feel? How was that? And okay, that was your biggest so far. Let me say so far. I'm not going to put a cap on it.
Yeah.
But what was that feeling, and how did you celebrate it?
I'll answer that. I'm joking.
Yeah, it was. Just came off the field after bowling them out, and then batted for most of the innings. I think I was only off the field in 4 days for 30 minutes. Wow. So it was draining. It was a hot Kimberley day.
I can imagine.
But yeah, the relief and obviously struggling in the first half of the season, to get a nice big one under the belt was very satisfying.
Yeah.
But also it was quite important innings for us in the campaign to get a big one and a good win was very good. And obviously at that stage we needed a win to get us back on track, and which we did. So to do it for the team was very satisfying.
Yeah. That's I think textbook example of leading from the front. So well done on that. I mean, that's
you mentioned that you're the captain of your team. Now we're coming down to the approach. How would you class yourself as captain?
I think I'm fair, quite relaxed. Try to bring the energy when it's needed, but allow people to manage their own spaces. To get the best out of them. Yeah. Obviously there's a few youngsters that still needs to learn the ropes, so you guide them as far as you can, but allow them to express themselves, get them into the game and see what they can do.
you probably remember as well, like when you were a youngster, you know, that first ball that goes up, it's like, oh, I can't drop this, the captain's gonna look at me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's big pressure.
Yeah.
So just to make that transition from club cricket or university cricket, wherever they were, into first class cricket as smoothly as possible, but also just to make them understand that this is the next level and
seriousness.
Yeah, and this could be your livelihood for a long time. So take it seriously, get the best out of yourself, learn as quick as you can how you're going to do that, and then just enjoy the journey, really.
Yeah, 100%.
It sounds like you have a lot of you have a lot of big picture approach now, saying, okay, as a team we want to approach this and this. So every game, when we break the bigger goal into smaller pieces, this is how we're going to handle it. How important do you think is leadership quality to a team's success? And obviously you're part of the leadership mix, so and this is not kind of, you won't sound like you're bragging. We really do want to know how important you think the leadership mix in a team is for long-term success.
Yeah, I think with working with the coach and the support staff and senior players closely to find a nice balance for your specific team. Obviously every year you get new players, new contracted guys, how to find out what makes them more successful. So we'll have a few meetings about individuals to find out what some people might have families. Do we give them a bit more time off to get the best out of them? There's other guys that might need an arm around them. Other guys need a bit of a stiff word, you know. So just to find a balance within a team, individually wise, how you're going to get the best out of them on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Awesome. That's a great approach.
The next question. I hate this question. I hate to ask this question.
Don't.
I'll ask it.
No. So I'm trying to improve myself.
Okay.
So getting to know a different perspective from someone that's a little bit more experienced is very useful. I want to know, how does the next 5 years look like for you, Ernest King?
For me, yeah, I've got a new chapter in my life now. I've got a little boy and another one on the way. So thank you. So that is a new balance that I need to find. What do I need to still do to be successful playing cricket? But also, how do I give enough time back to my family to make sure that is the main drive?
Because that's also the success.
Exactly.
If your household's in order,
100%.
Success, yes.
So just to balance the two, obviously playing in Kimberley but based in Bloemfontein, commuting back and forth. How do I spend most quality time with my family, but also switch on when cricket comes around?
Yeah.
And how to balance that is still a bit tricky for me, but to find a nice blend between the two is quite interesting.
I wish you the best of luck, and yeah, it's amazing. Fatherhood, something that changes you. I don't know yet. I don't have kids yet.
I was about to say.
But yeah, good luck on that journey.
Thank you.
But I think it changes the maturity of the player. And if we ask the 5-year plan to a 22-year-old, which we did when we had one of our other ambassadors on as well, when we had Wisani on, it was more this like, I need to practice more, get in the nets, get stronger. And your approach is more, it sounds like it's more firm, and there's not that Wisani is not, but it's interesting to see the different perspectives of where you are. And I mean, the goal that you're aiming to is so cool and so awesome to look at. Now, obviously, looking at where you are, which is in a more senior position at in the Northern Cape setup, if you had the opportunity to come across 10-year-old Ernest, and you got to spend 30 seconds or a minute with him, what advice would you give to that 10-year-old Ernest?
Sure, that's a good one. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, at least we can cut. So if you think, we'll just cut it.
I don't think I would do much different. I think I've been quite good in what I've done, the professional side of it, the social aspect of it, when my family came along. So I think I've got a good blend. If I had to give him advice, work harder at school. I didn't think I was lazy, but I got away with it because I was brainy enough, I think, to just pass. But yeah, just to stay focused on your goals for as long as you can, and don't look too far ahead. I think when you at that age, 20, 21, you're always looking too far ahead. How are you skipping steps rather than just enjoying the process, really going into small little goals, how you can just keep ticking over and growing rather than looking too far ahead, looking to play for South Africa, looking to play in this league, that league. Just break it down, keep it small, and the success will come.
Awesome. That's great advice. I'll take that advice on myself as well.
Yeah.
So it's a bonus.
It's good for us as a company, 100% to hear that. So here on IXU on Air, we have a little section where this guest will ask the next guest a question.
Okay.
Do you have a question for our next guest?
And you're supposed to not know who the guest is, but you know, in this case you
I've
do.
got a feeling.
You've got a feeling you know who's next.
So I shouldn't make it too personal.
You can, yeah. You can
Okay.
try to, yeah. Because you know now. I mean, it's hashtag hacks. You got some inside info now.
If you get your first class 100, what would your celebration be?
Okay, interesting. You'll have to tune into the next episode, obviously, to see whoever's on and whatever his or her answer will be. But Ernest, we really appreciate your time. It's so cool to just see the progression. I looked at some older pictures of you playing with the green bat, and now to have you back on, we're going to take some other pictures now. It's so cool, man. I feel really honored to sit here and chat with you. All the best with the rest of the season. I mean, the whole year is still ahead of you guys, but you're already going strong with this season. And yeah, we love to see the results. We love to see how you're playing. And all the best with the fatherhood and the growing there. Thanks for taking the time to be on IXU. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the time and thanks for the support over the last 7 years. I hope it grows from strength to strength, but the support I've been getting from you guys has been superb and just made my job so much easier. Thanks, IXU.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. On to the next one.